Look at the moon.
Oh my god, this is definitely not normal.
How's it going, Blue Crew? What is up, Green Giants, Ledger citizens? Welcome to another DLTalk. Shout out to the Blue Crew tuning in. Thanks for hitting the likes on the way in. It helps the channel and the Blue Crew grow. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support to the channel. As always, shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to the Green Giants. Here, let's fix our display just really quick here. Let's move it over so we could see some of the logos there. There we go. All right. Once again, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I hope, you know, wherever you are, daytime, nighttime, wherever it is, it's going well for you. Hopefully you guys could sit back. It's morning over here on the west side. We just had our coffee, so we're amped up. We're ready to go with the Blue Crew here. We got Animal in the chat. We got Alex Yeet in the chat. Tronix14. Tronix is like, wait, what the hell? How am I a freaking Green Giant? Yeah, you're a Green Giant, my dude. You were gifted a blessing from a mega giant, gifted a mini Green Giant. Nice to see that Interledger egg next to you. Alex Yeet, this bear market, it's been too effing long. It's getting boring. Hey, boring means more opportunities for us to be tigers. But I hear you, man. But we're on the verge. We're on the verge. Every day is a day closer to a bull cycle. And if we know that, then we're stacking. We're stacking, right? A lot of people getting scared. They're seeing the recent red. Once again, I'm saying bears are weak AF. Nothing can stop XRP. I don't know about these other cryptos. Maybe some things can stop these other cryptos, but nothing can stop XRP. XRP's got clarity. These exchanges, we started figuring out what these exchanges are doing, you guys. Because now we're getting all these new listings. We're getting new avenues for XRP again, or relistings for XRP again. And if you're seeing all this type of news coming from Gemini, Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp, BitGo, you know, a bunch of other Huobi, BitTrue, all this stuff, all these new things with XRP, it's not going to stop. They're getting prepped. I think this clarity and all these exchanges being relisting on the same day, a lot of these people, you know, these exchanges are getting ready for a bull cycle, you guys, and they know XRP is going to be a big part of it. That's why you're seeing all these type of things like, you know, with relistings and setting their positions up, because once this thing's going, once XRP is freaking going, there's got to be some liquidity where you're able to get some XRP somewhere, right? You don't want to just only rely on Uphold and then Uphold ends up crashing on you. You don't want to only just rely on Coinbase and Coinbase ends up crashing on you because of all the momentum that's coming in. So they're setting up XRP right now, you guys. The doors have opened. The race has begun. Yes, I understand. People are like, holy cow, where's my freaking 589? Especially off XRP Clarity, we should be getting that. You're getting your 589 through Republic of Palau stablecoin release using XRPL. You're getting the CBDC platform of XRPL. You're getting CBDCs from all across the country now ramping up their CBDC developments post Clarity, right? You're getting Montenegro. You're getting ISDA join. You're getting, you know, a bunch of relistings once again from the exchanges, right? You're getting, you're getting a bunch of FUD coming from the maxis, which is what we always love, right? You're getting a lot that's coming out here. You're getting airdrops for XRP, right? You're getting the XX, I think, connection there, the bridge that's being made with XX Network and Elixir, which Ripple has invested in. You got the Medico acquisition, right? You got banks saying that they're using Ripple XRP. You got Volante saying Ripple built a successful global payment platform. I think a lot of people overlook that, to be honest, man. Volante Technologies, who speaks with, you know, FedNow, who's on the FedNow, right? Calling Ripple a successful global payment system that uses XRP at its core. That is bullish, man. This isn't just some YouTuber telling you that. This isn't just some Twitter account telling you that. This is freaking Volante Technologies, 140 plus partnerships across the globe, providing innovative ISO 20022 cloud-based payment services using Ripple VolPay, involved with Ripple and XRP. And you're hearing them say Ripple has created a successful global payment system. Let's go. XRP bags. We got the Bagman in the building. Oh man, you know we're on the XRP roller coaster when the Bagman's in the building. Shout out to the Bagman. He's seeing opportunities as well. He's seeing the red that's happening in the past 24 hours. People are crying. We're buying. We got XRP here just under 50 cents, or I mean under 60 cents. You know, hey, it is what it is. 4.61% down in the past 24 hours. I kind of like seeing the sharp volatility towards the downside in the past 24 hours. I think this is a fake out. I'm excited to see how things go towards the end of the week, right? And towards the end of the month. Really looking forward to it. I mean, we've projected we can go as low as 54 cents and it would still be really bullish for XRP. So we're at 59 cents here, but I'm loving this sharp decline in the past 24 hours. I think this is, you know, some fake out type of stuff for today. I'm interested to see what the prices are tomorrow, especially Friday or maybe next Monday, somewhere around there. You know, if we look at the XRP chart, right? And once again, I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader. I'll never tell you what to do. SHX YouTube channel is live. Oh yeah. We gotta check that out. We gotta check that out. That's true. I know they're live. You know what? We'll restart their stream or we'll check out their live, but I really want to go over this with the XRP first, and then we'll check out that live video. We'll get a Blue Castle update as well. Should have probably started off the stream with this because we knew this was coming. We actually shared this just yesterday. It was just bad planning on my part. I kind of just wanted to do a regular stream, but then I forgot this was going on. It looks like they're premiering this anyway, so it's not like a true live AMM Q&A, so we could definitely check this out in a little bit. I'm going to just play it here from the beginning when we can get to it, but let's get back to the XRP chart here. Let me set this up. There we go. Okay, So as you can see, MACD selling pressure easing up. Stock RSI at the low, right? So I think this is a little bit of a fake out here. I'm interested to see how the day is going to end here. And we'll see which way we break out. Of course, we have a low that could possibly happen of about 49 cents. I'm projecting, you know, I think we're going to be making a nice little pivot here. I think the bears are just trying to trick us, you know, but we could go as low as 40 or 54 cents, 55, and get a nice bounce. I think the high, you know, I think the relief rally high should be above $1. We didn't get above $1 with XRP here. I think we should get a relief rally high of about above $1, $1.10. And then we could start talking about, are we really out of this bear cycle, right? Bullish morning, fam. Of course, man. Marvin Davis in the house. Guys, shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to the Green Giants. Tavarian, did you make any of the eggs? I didn't pay attention to that, man. Did you make any of the eggs into the basket? Did anybody witness Tavarian's donation make it into the basket? Because if so, he gets one GDLT token. By the way, Father Allen, we try to send you your GDLT token. It says that if I were to send it, it would go into a black hole, meaning loss of GDLT token. So make sure you have the Trustline set. It's in the description below. Got a DCA. Got my direct deposit to XRP. Nice. Animal in the house. Appreciate you tuning in. I just came over from that live, not talking about much so far. Okay, no worries. I mean, we're going to check it out. You know, at least it's not like Sean Bennett or Tammy Camp speaking, right? It's, you know, talking about blockchain and venture capital. I'm sure there's some good stuff to look into, you know. Anyways, get a Blue Castle update to go with it. SHX, speaking of, you know, 0004 range. Maybe we see 0003 again. Who knows? I'm loving the opportunities here, though. This is perfect prime, you know, stronghold type of range. I mean, worst case scenario, we see 000100, but I don't think that's going to happen. I feel like, you know, 000300 is the lowest we probably go. And who knows if we ever see that again. We saw it for a moment and then it came back up. Maybe we see it again, but I'm liking 469 right here. Not too bad. XX Network, XRPL Bridge, right across the board, 10 cents, 1 billion max supply, not even a year old yet. Loving the prospects of this freaking, this project already checks so many boxes. ISO 20022 compliant, working with CBDCs, quantum resistant, privacy focused, creating XRPL Bridge, working with Algorand, working with HBAR, like for low cap crypto early days, already building a hell of an infrastructure invested in by Ripple, by Chris Larson. So Elixir and XRPL connections are massive, and maybe this was a plan all along in how to build like privacy embedded features through into the XRPL and beyond, right? Is 100 million XRP enough, Brad Guy? I don't know, man. That sounds like I don't know how long you've been in it. If you've been in it for a year, that sounds pretty decent, I guess. But if you've been in it for like a handful of years, you got to at least have a billion, man. You got to at least have a Greg Kidd bag. You got to at least have a legendary bag. Shout out to Legendary. We got a Green Giant in the house. Shout out to everybody. Can I have SGB instead? Nah, it's got to be GDLT token, man. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. But did you make it? How many did you make? You made all three? Did you make one? All right. Anyways, let's jump into it. Let's just check out this video and check out this SHX here. But in terms of cryptos that are up, not many are up. A lot of them are down. It's deep red season. Opportunities have arrived. And we got cryptos like Avalanche, 58% down on the year at $11 now for Avalanche. What an opportunity. We got Algorand at 10 cents again, 70% down on the year. We got XX Network at 10 cents again, 70% down on the year. SHX at 470, Energy Web Token 40% down on the year, right? So some really good deep red opportunities still out there. And of course, we got the Kings, you know, XRP, XLM, XDC, always a good opportunity with where they're at. Even if it's chasing the pump on the year, it doesn't matter. So, you know, Blue Crew top 11 looking pretty prime and like a good entry day or at, accumulation day. But once again, I'm not a financial advisor, not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. Let's check out this video from Stronghold. Let's see what updates there are on the Blue Castle, SHX, blockchain, and venture capital. Let me know how the sound is coming through. And once again, guys, thanks for hitting the likes if this is the type of material you guys enjoy. Thanks to any new subscribers. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy this content. It lets the Blue Crew know what's going on here and send out those notifications more consistently and brings new viewers. So your help has been amazing. By the way, I want to also give a shout out again to XRP Bags for tuning in, and a shout out to the Extra Bullish Hour. If you're tuning in, having found us from that, shout out to the Bagman, shout out to Uncle Buster and Berserker for coffee time. And if you haven't heard of their channels, I highly recommend tuning into them. All right, let's do this. Here we go.
Starting Dispersion Capital is probably one of the most humbling experiences of my life. If you're not a good people reader, it's harder to be a good VC. We're trying to find technology that will push forward decentralized infrastructure, that will push blockchain into the masses, rather than having these, asset bubble creation.
All right, Patrick, thank you for joining us on Speak Bold. Nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about how your journey began to get where you are now at Dispersion Capital.
Sure, yeah. Happy to give you a quick history on myself and kind of what inspired me to start Dispersion. Quick background on myself is I've been a venture investor for almost 20 years. Started my career in, investment banking, like a lot of VCs have. But in New York, on Wall Street, kind of dating myself, started at Lehman Brothers before the financial crisis in 2005, before the collapse. But yeah, did the whole analyst program there, focused primarily on tech investment banking. But from there, kind of specialized in infrastructure technology. And immediately after that, began investing in infrastructure technology, but kind of in New York, doing the whole scale of, later stage growth equity type, and then coming downstream into doing earlier investing.
And how did you get involved in tech investment banking specifically? Was that always something that interested you when you were younger?
Yeah, when I was younger, tech has always been a part of my life. My dad was in tech back in the day, and just kind of got me very excited about tech. We were one of the families in Houston that had internet first. This is it's kind of funny. Back then, we dial up and all that kind of internet. But we were one of those that had first, and it was very excited. People used to come over to our house and play with it. And while in high school, I started a web design company, building a few different web designs for
entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Early on, websites for like my tennis academy and other small businesses in the area, and just that kind of piqued my interest in tech.
Cool. All right, so you're at Lehman Brothers, pounding the pavement, probably long hours, pretty intense. So at what point did you make the move into something a little less traditional?
Right. It's kind of funny. Like in investment banking, I think it's one of the opportunities where you learn the most, just given how hard they work you initially, but then the learning curve kind of ends very quickly. And you realize you're almost like a monkey on a keyboard kind of mentality. But from there, it was super interesting working with so many of these technology companies, and realizing there's so many opportunities that's kind of happening here. But usually in investment banking, you're working with later stage companies that are trying to raise large amounts of capital, going through M&A sales or going through IPO, but you kind of move away from the innovators, the people that are building cutting edge technology first. So that kind of intrigued me. It was like, what did these companies look like early on in their life cycle, and how were they built? And that's what got me interested in investing. And I realized while in investment banking that there was this other whole asset class that was called venture capital, and something I didn't know about. I didn't realize a lot of times these companies that were our clients were backed by venture capitalists, and those were the people that have been with them from the very, very beginning. And that's what kind of inspired me to look into it and see how can I be a part of that kind of journey.
Now, before dispersion, you have venture experience. So walk us through where you went and what you learned.
Yeah, sure. So, I had, as mentioned, like multiple different styles of venture. So while I was in New York, I joined Bain Capital Ventures very early on when they were opening their New York office, worked with some great people. And then that's when I kind of decided to transition to come out to the West Coast. So while in business school at Columbia, I was working remotely with Foundation Capital, and part of their, they had this program called Young Entrepreneur Program where they took a lot of business school students from various different schools to learn the ropes on venture. And I was helping them scout out New York opportunities, and they invited me to come join them for a little bit on the West Coast. And at that time, I realized, that's what I wanted to do.
I like it
Yeah,
here.
I wanted to scope it out. And I was going to mention, it's like, come as the tech capital of the world. But at the same time, when I joined, it was during like the New York time frame, around 2012 to 2014, I kind of got introduced to Bitcoin, but I didn't know exactly what Bitcoin was. And as a venture capitalist, I'm really trying to think of like the next wave. I'm a thesis-led investor trying to think of like what the next kind of technology wave is. And, but I didn't know what to do with it yet. So while I was here, I kind of realized there was this like big explosion of data, how like data was kind of moving back and forth. And that's what got me to start thinking about how blockchain can kind of fit into this tech infrastructure that background that I have. And at the same time, this is kind of where I joined Samsung Next Ventures, which was just forming a brand new tech innovation arm for Samsung.
Did you know people at Samsung and you're like, you know what? This is an arm you need to need to get ahead of.
I saw, it wasn't a role that was created just for me or anything like that. And I didn't know anybody at Samsung. And I never, ever actually thought I would join a kind of corporate venture arm before. And this is actually even before it was, a exclusively venture arm. It was more of a kind of innovation group. And it was a blank canvas. They were just trying to figure out how can we, really help innovate a giant behemoth like Samsung. You hear about like the stories of Sony and other big tech conglomerates that end up, not moving as quickly as our early stage startups. And Samsung was trying to take a little bit of flavor of how can you infuse Silicon Valley DNA into a big company, big conglomerate like Samsung. And, joining this team, it was completely blank canvas. Like we could do whatever we want-ish here. And, we decided that, working with early stage startups was a way for Samsung to kind of have a pulse on what was going on. And you can also put gasoline onto the fire of these early stage companies. A big company like Samsung could be great distribution partners, be great tech partners, all that kind of jazz. And then we could also keep, very great pulse on what's going on.
At what point do you kind of go, okay, I think we're going in a direction where I'm gonna pack my things and forge on?
Yeah, it's super interesting because I had two focus areas, and one was edge computing and one was blockchain. And both of them straddle a thesis around decentralization. I saw that data was moving rapidly and exploding, and physically you couldn't move the data from the end devices all the way to the centralized cloud and back anymore. And you would have to push compute to the edges. And this idea kind of took hold, and I began investing in multiple different companies from both the blockchain angle and edge computing angle. Edge computing, I felt, was a shorter term kind of opportunity because every company we ended up investing in edge computing ended up getting bought very quickly within a year, 2 years. And it was really, this kind of made me think that, this decentralized infrastructure thesis is taking hold. Maybe I need to leave Samsung and rebet on myself because this thesis idea, I had no idea where blockchain was going to go. I've been investing in 2 cycles. I saw the bull and bear market, but it never hit the height of a mega bull market yet. So all of the companies I had invested in the blockchain space were continuing just puttering along. They raised multiple different rounds, but didn't explode. And ironically, is immediately when I left Samsung, a month later was the most recent crypto bull market. And I led the early investments in companies like Dapper, Alchemy, Forte.
So this is what, like 2020? No, I guess it would be earlier.
This is 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. So January 2021 was when I left Samsung, and February 2021 was when the NFT market.
Things got crazy.
Exploded. Yeah. So Dapper, one of our early seed investments, ended up raising massive round, and then quickly following that raised another big round. So we had multiple different companies just become unicorn after unicorn after unicorn in the blockchain space, and then I kind of realized, putting the two and two together, is that there was such a big opportunity that was happening here that I really needed to push myself to start. Well, I didn't know at the time but to push forward on this decentralized infrastructure thesis. So that's what kind of inspired me, that I needed to follow this decentralized thesis and start Dispersion Capital. And with a lot of encouragement from many different mentors in the market, former portfolio companies, that's what really inspired me to start Dispersion, because I saw this whole wave of 2021 blockchain. Everything was chasing after NFT applications, but everyone kind of forgot about the infrastructure layer.
Right.
And that's where I decided that Dispersion was kind of an opportunity to kind of tap into that market.
Yeah, I think anybody who's in the space enough understands that layer that you're talking about. But a lot of people on the outside, they're looking at a piece of art, digital art, something that that has a value. You might pay for it, you might trade it. But there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes, and a lot of companies that are doing things behind the scenes. To somebody who, I don't know, let's say you're at a dinner party and they go, Patrick, what is Web3 anyway? I mean, what is your kind of layman term for what this is that you're so interested in?
Yeah, how I think of Web3 is ownership, and ownership in this new internet paradigm, where in the traditional internet, all of the platforms monetize on you as a user, but Web3 is a platform where you get to monetize on yourself or your data or these assets. It becomes more about you becoming the property rather than letting others kind of monetize on you. So this is how I saw Web3, and this is why it kind of excited me, is kind of taking control back to the individual.
All right, so Dispersion Capital gets off the ground, and what do you do? You've already been investing.
Right.
So you've got relationships with some of the companies that are probably going to introduce you to other people. Or you have your eye on other companies. How are those first few months for you?
Starting Dispersion Capital is probably one of the most humbling experiences of my life, because as a VC, you put all these entrepreneurs through the ringer of raising capital, and you ask lots of tough questions. And sometimes you even squash people's dreams because you're really digging deeply in. So this was the first time that I personally was raising capital for myself.
Right.
As also as a founder and an entrepreneur, I had this idea, and I was going to build this new venture fund with a new kind of strategy and idea that was different. And everyone thinks what they're building is a little different. But when you pitch this idea to multiple different people, you kind of realize very, very quickly that people have their own opinions, and my dreams got squashed as well. So it was incredibly humbling, but I'm very fortunate to have so many great supporters, from advisors to mentors to investors that were early believers, invested in it early on, and that kind of snowballed. So I was very, very fortunate to have that. And the great story is a lot of my former founders and companies ended up reinvesting into Dispersion Capital. People that I backed early on believed in the vision and reinvested back into Dispersion Capital.
I don't think a lot of people realize that venture capital does have those. I mean, it's sort of those layers again, right? It's like, from the outside, you might say, oh, it's a venture capitalist is someone who has money to give it to someone else to hopefully get their money back and then some. That's the idea. But you are really founding a company yourself.
Yes.
And hoping that people believe in you in order to then and entrust their money with you to be able to do things that they either don't want to deal with or can't. So
Yeah, and that's kind of, how I went through that whole process of like, should I even start dispersion capital? Because there are so many different micro VC funds out there. What's going to be different from this fund versus another fund? Not only there are so many micro VC funds out there, there's so many Web3 funds out there as well. So, for me, going through that process when I was talking about like over analyzing, that's what made me, dig in pretty deeply to figure out like what's so special about this thesis? What's so special about me? Why should dispersion capital even exist in this world of VC and Web3? And what I decided after a lot of digging is, and research was, this thesis that I have around like decentralized infrastructure is something different and something unique. And when I was pitching it to a lot of these, LPs who are investors into funds, people didn't understand it, or people didn't believe in it. And, that was a kind of tough pill to swallow, but you realize that, you have to kind of stick to your conviction to what you're trying to do. And eventually, hopefully you could prove it out by showing, great investments, showing this thesis working. And this is eventually kind of what ended up playing out was, people didn't understand the different, the synergies between edge computing and blockchain. But now with this huge AI hype that is happening now, it's kind of pulling that thesis forward. So it took a few years for it to happen. But now, fast forward now, a lot of it is coming to fruition.
Yeah, you hear, I don't know, depends on who you hang out with, but I hear stories, of people saying, oh, it all used to be crypto, now it's all AI. Now, do either your portfolio companies or companies that you're watching in general, has that line blurred? I mean, I know it's blurred, but how much has it?
Yeah, I mean, I think AI is still on its own, and there's a lot of companies that are trying to say AI plus blockchain more to try to capture some of that AI hype right now. In the venture landscape, crypto Web3 is kind of a little bit more forgotten. It's not as prevalent as it used to be. But there are use cases that we're pretty excited about where there is this overlap within AI and blockchain. Where we're seeing the overlap on AI and blockchain really is around this decentralized infrastructure where, you're going to have autonomous agents on the edges. You're going to need to have these AIs to interact with each other, to authenticate, to maybe even do micropayments with each other. And that's where blockchain kind of comes in. Other components are, all about this data component that we were talking about previously is, training these new large language models or various different AIs. You can take data from various different disparate pieces. And that's where the blockchain component comes in from, either access or rewarding those data.
I noticed on your website that there are in many places, pitch us, get the pitch us button. How much do you get pitched? Like in a given week, how many pitches are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, in venture, we try to see as many companies as possible. The top of the funnel is one of the most important things. And we try to stack the entire day full of pitches. And that's that for us. We try to do as many pitches as possible. I would say that we try probably on average see about 5 companies a day.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's, companies that actually pitch us. But we see significantly more from either referrals or market landscapes and various different demo days. But we try to meet as many companies as possible. And, eventually, as you become a more seasoned VC, you have a more targeted funnel of companies that we meet. But a lot of these companies, they're all amazing companies. And, as a VC, you have to focus on your portfolio construction. So we can't invest in every single company that we see.
Of course. Yeah. Well, knowing that, how do you decide, okay, this is the company that of the 5 we saw today, it's definitely the 3 p.m. What are some of the things that I guess you weed out? Like this isn't a good fit, or this is.
Yeah. So dispersion capital, what we're really focused on is we're tech-led investors. So everything that we invest in usually is led with kind of tech innovation. And is this technology differentiated than their competitors and the market? And a lot of times that helps us de-risk the opportunity. And we're not saying that tech is the end all be all, but a lot of times that is one way that we could cut through the noise. Where Web3, you do have a lot of fake it till you make it or scams, as we've seen. And this is one of our gating criterias before we make an investment. After it kind of passes that gating criteria, then we dig into the typical various different areas from what kind of problem are they solving? Is it something that can be monetized in the short term and long term? And who's a team that's building it? And that's some of the most important things for us.
I also there was a line on your website that stuck with me, and it was we invest in things before they're obvious.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do that. So how do you do that?
Yeah. And how do we do that is, we're very research driven, and we try to, look at the whole technology spectrum, and especially for Web3, look at that infrastructure stack. And one of the things that we do differently, or, I would say is a little boring, is that, we see ourselves as Web2 investors, but also crypto native investors, because we've, have this historical background of traditional Web2 investing, but we also have this, being in blockchain as early as possible from the 2014 timeframe to now. So we kind of marry the two. And one of the key theses that we have is for Web3 to take off, to become mainstream, is that you have to see a lot of the Web2 technologies and rebuild it. You can't repurpose this or put duct tape on Web2 technologies for Web3, but you have to rebuild a lot of this for decentralized infrastructure for a lot of these developers. And right now in Web3, the developer stack is very, very nascent. It's missing a lot of pieces and tools. And that's one thing that we're super active in. We're looking at decentralized compute, decentralized storage, and these different areas that kind of need to be built. We're looking
You've already identified what's missing.
Yeah, we identified the missing areas first, and then we go out and find the builders that are building it. So we've been actively looking at the data infrastructure space, the Web3 cybersecurity space, and so many more of these components that we think are missing.
So let's say you take a meeting with a company, they do something cool, but they're not really solving a problem that you've identified.
Right.
What is your advice to a company like that? Saying like, hey, you got something good here, but here's why, it doesn't seem like it's a great fit for us.
Right. And first of all, we don't know everything. So, when we do our research, it comes with a lot of biases as well. But one of the most exciting thing about venture is, we're learning from all these entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs themselves are the true experts. They are, dedicating their entire life to building these companies. So we learn significant amount from these entrepreneurs. And a lot of times, we refine our thesis after meeting some companies because we realize what they're working on is an area that we didn't even think about or we didn't even realize. Right. So sometimes, a lot of those entrepreneurs have come to our door and, it was not part of our thesis. And then we invested in them because this was something that we didn't even see happen. Or sometimes it's something that's not inside of our research. And we've seen that, a certain market play out, or we see that their technology can be repurposed for something else, then we'll offer that advice. So, one example is we did see a data infrastructure company that was trying to do Web2 data infrastructure, but that's a spectrum is, that industry is very, very crowded. But we realized in Web3, this was not how it's done yet. And we kind of suggested to them to maybe think about exploring Web3, and they did, and they became one of the premier Web3 data infrastructure companies.
And there you go. Yeah, so everybody wins.
Yes. Yeah.
When it comes to, you mentioned a few minutes ago, a lot of this is who you know, a lot of networking, a lot of taking time with companies, learning what they do, maybe saying, we never thought about that. Maybe this could be a great partnership type thing. If somebody isn't a real extrovert and wanting to do this all day, can they do what you do?
As a VC?
Yeah. As a VC or an entrepreneur, but I guess a VC.
Yeah. There's a lot of VCs that I would say are not natural extroverts. And, I would say that I'm kind of also a balance between the two. There's a lot of VCs where, it is required to talk to a lot of people. It is a people's business. And you can spend a lot of time researching technology areas, markets, doing all the analysis you want. But analyzing people is also equally important as well.
Sure.
And I think, you don't have to be an extrovert to analyze people. Being an extrovert helps with the networking component of it. But yeah, I think a lot of times the most important skill set outside of doing research is the people analyzing part. And that's pretty difficult in terms of, if you're not a good people reader, it's harder to be a good VC. That's just my opinion. There's a lot of nuances in reading people that's difficult. That's why I think with this whole like remote work, it was very, very difficult for a lot of people to do venture, because you couldn't meet the entrepreneurs face to face. You couldn't see who they really are and what kind of dreams are they trying to follow, or what they were trying to build. And maybe that's why some of these areas of diving in kind of slip through the cracks of doing the proper diligence or not reading the person correctly, etc.
Let's talk about NFTs. NFTs were a very big deal. You could call it a craze not that long ago. And people I know who weren't even really interested in art, as far as I knew beforehand, were getting on the NFT train. It does not feel like it's a craze anymore. I think, either people didn't get it, lost interest, didn't make the money that they thought they were making, but it's still a very thriving part of the blockchain industry. Yep. So what are your thoughts on NFTs?
Yeah, NFTs is actually pretty near and dear to my heart. So, one of the first use cases that we discovered when I was creating the blockchain thesis was digital assets. And we didn't know they were going to be called NFTs at the time. We just knew that blockchain would enable digital assets and immutable, unique digital assets for potential users, because this whole new generation of people coming online, especially the Gen Zs, or I don't even know what you call them these days, or millennials, all lived on the internet first, and they treat digital assets just as physical objects, just like owning a baseball card when you were younger. Those had sentimental value. People now view the skins that they have in games just as much as these kind of trading cards. So, when we're creating these blockchain theses, that's how we decided to invest in Dapper Labs very early on, because we saw when they invented NFTs and wrote the standard for NFTs, this is what we were talking about. This was the digital assets that we were talking about. And but we didn't have any idea that the market would explode like it did. We just thought that digital assets were going to be something that people can own and people can use. And this would just be a utility, an everyday thing where, every JPEG will become a, owned NFT. And, when we saw this massive NFT craze happen, this explosion of speculation, we didn't know if it was going to be sustainable or not. We were all learning just with everyone, but it really educated the market what was the power of NFT and how people could collect NFTs and what could be done with it. And I think this happens on every single crypto wave. Is you have an asset that explodes in speculation. In the last wave, it was kind of the ICO market, where everyone realized, oh, you can just mint a token, and then it explodes in asset prices, and then it collapses. But this kind of created the idea of, there's new methods of fundraising, there's new methods of creating utility in the market. How do you create a network? And then, fast forward to the NFT market, NFT asset prices exploded. But then this kind of educated the market very, very quickly. You kind of everyone realized this is what an NFT is. This is what we could do with an NFT. And now I think the next generation, as the market kind of collapsed, is what do we do with these NFTs? How can we use them? And the great thing that's happening in this wave is there's a lot of innovation happening around games, where you can own the NFTs, you can have some sort of utility on the NFTs. But it's not just about like speculative pricing. You're not trying to buy the NFTs just because you think they're an investment opportunity. It's because you actually enjoy it, you love it, and it's going to be a part of
something of value.
Yeah, something of value, something that you can use. So we're really excited about seeing the utility of NFTs in the next wave, and we really think gaming is kind of going to be that new market that takes off. But where, NFT is not in your face. So you don't have to think about the speculative price of NFT. You're just excited to own it because that's part of the game itself.
Part of the experience.
Yeah, part of the experience.
Yeah. Okay, so we're in crypto winter. NFTs no longer a craze, more of a thing that people go, okay, let's take a step back and figure out what's really of value here. How has your job changed? Your role in this whole ecosystem changed since, a bull market has waned, has cooled off?
Yep. And, I think when you're in the crypto bull market, it's really actually very difficult to invest because, luckily for us, we almost never invested in the bull markets because, we kind of take a step back and see, the frenzy that's kind of happening. But at the same time, you can't help as it's human nature to kind of feel a lot of FOMO that happens. You want to participate.
That's where you see like Series D rounds.
Yeah, it was crazy.
People are like, come on.
Yeah, and you feel like you're missing something. Even for me, when I saw all of the huge hype in NFTs and I wasn't like, doubling down on our investments, I had a little bit of FOMO. And I think the most difficult part of investing in a bull market is separating the noise from the actual what's foundational that's being built and what is real and versus what is hype. And the good thing about now kind of cooling off a little bit, being in a crypto bear market is you have a lot of the builders who are true builders, true believers, and they're in the market actually building for the future. Where in the bull market, everyone kind of comes in. And you don't know who's actually here for the long term or who's here to make a quick buck.
Right.
So that's the great thing about in a bear market is you're really seeing the builders who are very excited about this technology, trying to push the market forward and seeing, what they're building can be actually implemented into these, mainstream doctrine. And that's what we're all about is we're trying to find technology that will push forward decentralized infrastructure, that will push blockchain into the masses, rather than having these, asset bubble creation.
All right. So you mentioned that you were running a web design company when you were in high school. Somewhat unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not these days, but a lot of high school kids you said you're on the tennis team.
Right.
There's only so many hours in the day. Yep. So, going from something like that at that age, you're a teenager. And I assume you're making some money, or you wouldn't have been doing it at all. I mean, what kind of life lessons do you feel like that taught you that you still can identify today?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, those life lessons from not just like the tennis component and being on a tennis team and also starting your own business is a lot of it has to do with like creativity and resilience. Because a lot of times, all of those formative years helped me start Dispersion Capital because, you take a lot of no's, especially when you first, back then creating websites, no one really had websites yet and people didn't understand them yet. And I was just doing it for fun. And eventually you kind of learn that, there's a lot of market opportunity for various different small businesses to know, put their website out to get more information out there for people to kind of see. And no one knew where to even begin, how to find someone to create a website for them or why they needed a website. So going out there and learning this whole sales motion and going out there and talking to people. And that's kind of like my first foray into the most basic skills of sales and having this unique reasoning. So a lot of our early investors also came from great referrals from, great experiences. Our founders as well, the companies that we invest in come from great referrals from other founders that kind of, really loved working with us and stuff like that. So we're very blessed from those experiences, starting a website design business to, being a founder of Dispersion Capital.
Would you ever go back to investment banking?
Never, ever. Those years are
ship has sailed.
Yeah. We'll never look back. I still have PTSD from it.
Oh boy. You're probably not the only one. So what do you like to do when you're not taking 5 pitch meetings per day? Hopefully 5 days a week and not 7.
Yeah. I mean, my life these days have changed significantly. So it's kind of funny. When I first started Dispersion Capital, I was also at the same time, I had my first daughter or my first child, who is now 19 months old now. So There is, no, thank you. So there is no work-life balance. Dispersion Capital is my first baby, and then my second baby is my real baby. So living and breathing both of those nonstop. So no, that is both of them are kind of pride and joy of my life at the moment, and it's
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Those are two pretty important things. Yeah, right,
yeah,
right.
very, very, very important things. But yeah, I mean, back in the day, like I used to kite surf a lot, where it actually had this big network of entrepreneurs that's kind of big in Silicon Valley.
Yes, you're not the, yes. That's probably how we know some of the same people, some of the kite surfers. I asked you about mentors earlier in our conversation. What about today? Who would be somebody that you'd love to sit down and pick their brain?
Yeah, I mean,
or who do you have access to that you're so thankful for? I guess that's kind of the same question.
Yep. This is a little contrarian kind of idea, and hopefully it doesn't give me a lot of slack. But one of the people I really admire a lot, more is in terms of the way they think, is Peter Thiel. And, for us, how we think about things is, a lot of the things are non-obvious and sometimes very contrarian as well. But we like to approach things with a prepared mind. And I don't have any access to Peter Thiel, or do I even know him at all? We've co-invested with Founders Fund a few times, but I've never spoken to him before. But we approach things very similarly, where we do a lot of our deep research. We try to find non-obvious factors, and that's something that I would love to learn more about, is how they somehow spot trends way before everyone else, and how they do it in such a consistent manner. And a lot of times, how they persevere through a lot of times where the entire world or entire market either doesn't believe them or call them crazy and that kind of stuff. So that's something that I really admire, is just the kind of first principle way of thinking and finding new opportunities where no one else does.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty good at his job. All right, so we know where we are now, and Dispersion is trying to. I mean, I don't know if you're thinking like in 10 years, we're going to realize this infrastructure that we're talking about right now, whatever the time frame is, what is the next phase of whatever we end up calling Web3?
Yeah. I mean, we're really bullish on our thesis on decentralized infrastructure, where we think it's not going to be Web3 anymore. It's not something that's separated out. And, I think there is going to be this convergence between, edge computing, blockchain, and AI. And our vision is that Web3 technology, or this infrastructure that we really talk about, becomes ubiquitous to all internet infrastructure, all connectivity, so that it's not separated anymore. Just like cloud computing today is, where, cloud computing is invisible. No one thinks about, is it streaming? Is it locally being processed on my device? And I think that's what the future is going to be, where blockchain technology is not going to be something that has such a barrier to entry. You don't have to think about owning a wallet, having a wallet, your own token, stuff like that. It becomes this invisible technology that just magically works. No one realizes how it works, but it just magically works.
Right.
Exactly.
You realize how it works if you want to.
Yes, exactly.
But you don't need to.
Just like cloud. But like the layman, the masses don't have to know how to operate it.
Right. And how long do you think it'll be till we get to that point?
I think we're slowly getting there, and it's inching a little bit forward, but I think a lot of the current wave has pushed it much faster. I think for it to be kind of this invisible technology without the wallet, angle, there needs to be a lot more wallet innovation that kind of happens, and slowly happening there. We have a lot of key management companies we've invested in, a lot of white labeled wallet solutions, wallet infrastructure. There's so many more components that need to happen. But I think about 5 to 10 years is a good time frame where this finally becomes this invisible layer, invisible stack in the technology stack.
Okay, so if people want to know more about everything that they do, where do they find you?
Sure, yeah. I mean, on our website, dispersion.xyz, you can find everything about our thesis, areas that we invest in, the people on our team, as well as the type of companies we invest in. But I'm on Twitter and LinkedIn and all the various different social media channels.
I think you're supposed to call it X.
LX now.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
So
X
apologies.
Twitter.
Yeah. Sorry, Elon. X now.
What is your handle on it?
Yes, X, it is PC Dispersion.
PC Dispersion.
My email is patrick@dispersion.xyz.
All right. Well, you might be hearing from some people.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Patrick, thank you so much for joining us on Speak Bold. It was great to talk to you.
Super fun. Thanks again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. That was an update from the Blue Castle. I mean, not super informative, but, just good getting an update from this project nonetheless from Stronghold. And let's check out dispersion.xyz. See what they're all about. But what I love, is getting these updates from Stronghold, showing that they're alive, showing that they're building, showing the type of people that they work with, right? This is an X-rated channel. It definitely is. Who else do we got in here? We got Gerald jumping in. We got XRP King Duck, our new mini green giant. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining. Good to see that Interledger egg next to you right there. Right, saying I'm still up 100% since I bought in at 28 cents and 30 cents. There we go. That's why we keep the eye of the tiger, my man. Shout out to Rye Guy. I got 3K XX with scrap cryptos so far. My gosh, man. RPM, dude. Damn you, man. RPM is going to be like president of Earth. Got legendary. We got the blue wrenches walking around checking out this video. They're like, huh. All right. Yeah, not looking too bad around here. I think this Blue Castle may be something good. Let's check out what Dispersion Capital is doing here. So these are the type of this is a venture capitalist company pioneering the decentralized future. And guys, we gotta love the connection with Forte. The teams we've backed: Alchemy, Flow, Daper, Forte, right? Forte having connections with the Cosmos ecosystem, with Solana, with XRPL, right? So Forte, an interesting one as well. Dispersion Capital invests in the foundational technologies of a multi-chain, multi-currency, multi-platform world. So they're really big on interoperability. You got Alchemy here, you got Daper, Matrica, you got Forte, right? As we mentioned before. I'm interested to see how Forte is going to pay off, guys, because you got some big platforms that are connected with them there. So decentralization, Web3, it doesn't look like they're the biggest in the world, but I think they got probably some of their fingers in on Stronghold as well. Let's check out if we can see what their portfolio looks like. Had to make myself a smoothie during that stream. I was starting to get a little hungry, and I was like, okay, I could still hear it in the background. All right. Let's see. So yeah, they say that they invest in technology before it's obvious and all decentralized type of stuff here. So let's go through the pages. Let's see if Stronghold is part of this. I mean, you got to like that Flow chain connection, the Forte connection, Stacks, Daper. Right, interesting. I wonder how I guess their thing with Stronghold is not like public. Maybe that's why we didn't hear him talk too much about Stronghold per se. But I mean, he's on there. He's talking about it. I mean, it was worth his time to talk with Stronghold, which is even more bullish for SHX in my opinion, because once again, this crypto is in the thousands. On the market cap list, and it makes no sense. It is so undervalued. It is absurdly undervalued for the type of, boxes this project checks. So, even having those type of videos, I mean, they're putting more effort on their, before, I remember when SHX, when we didn't even have videos like that, We had nothing. We didn't even know if SHX was a real project or not. We were just like, I don't know. They got that Stellar and IBM connection and XRP connection, right? And now we're starting to see a little bit more of what this Blue Castle is looking like. And we're excited for SHX without a doubt. Guys, we got some good news for XX Network that we have to go over, by the way. So let's jump into the news. We got to catch up on time because that video was pretty damn long. But at the end of the day, getting Blue Castle updates is important, especially here with the Blue Crew. Matrix Game Master, what's up, man? Good to see you. There you have it. Let's go. Let's go. All right, jumping into it. Guys, thanks for hitting the likes. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. Can you get MEXC regularly? I can't get XX unless I use MetaMask, I think, but I haven't logged in to that for over a year. Still have like $25 and no, I mean, I think MXC you don't need MetaMask, and I think the only place you can get XX Network is on MXC, and then the best wallet to hold your XX in is on a native XX wallet, right? The Wallet Explorer. SHX will be dropping zeros like they are going out of style soon enough. Yeah, dude. It will be dropping some zeros, man. It's going to be fun seeing this when it's above a penny and just being here with the Blue Crew and acting like, you know, same old, same old. But we know what happened. We know what happened. All of a sudden, the Blue Castle just looks a lot better. I got my XX on MXC. Yeah, same here. That's where I get it. And then I send it right away to my XX wallet. I hope we get a nice bounce soon. I feel like we will, man. I think the bears are weak as fuck. They're trying to trick us, man. It's a mind game. They can't stop XRP, guys. XRP Revenge Tour, XRP Clarity. Let's go. Sure, we may get the 10-cent prophecy of Darcy's or 20-cent prophecy or whatever for XRP. At the end of the day, this thing, you know, the doors are opening. The exchanges are prepping. They are prepping, you guys. All this stuff that you're hearing about XRP news with exchanges, it's not for like only the immediate thing. It's them prepping for the future, prepping for the future bull cycle that XRP is going to be leading, right? Hold strong, hold, there we go, Smelted Delta, extra large money, dude. But yeah, let's go over this XX news here. But once again, all these exchanges are getting prepared for an XRP bull run, right? The bulls are getting ready, man. Bulls are amped up with XRP. Here's an example. BitPay release worldwide support for XRP. BitPay is huge, right? Users across the world can buy, store, swap, and spend XRP. All these exchanges want that legal clarity crypto, right? Hardware wallet maker Ledger has partnered with payments giant PayPal to allow users to buy crypto on its Ledger Live app through their PayPal accounts. Interesting. I could see how this could go wrong. I could see how this could maybe go wrong. I don't know if I'm liking what Ledger's moves have been, but you see Ledger's trying to go mainstream, right? Huge. It's going to be huge. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the XX Network news first, because we got to check this out. So on Friday, August 18th, we'll try to jump into the spaces here. We're going to try to jump into the spaces. The thing is, how do you jump into a spaces on desktop? Like, that's the question, is trying to figure out how we can jump into these spaces. I think we can. I think you can jump into a space on desktop. Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to try to stream this space XX on XRP Ledger on Friday, August 18th at 11 a.m. We try to stream daily anyways at 10:30 a.m. PST to 12 p.m. PST. So we'll be here at 11 a.m. PST streaming this XX on XRP Ledger. But there's more news in regards to that. Check this out, guys. I'm going to share this link with y'all because this is it. This is the way that we can set up our opportunity here, right? Of being early pioneers and supporting this bridge between XX Network and XRPL, showing the creators and developers of these two networks, yes, we support this bridge that is happening between XX and encourage it, right? So XX Network even saying changes are incoming to our coin market cap account. Interesting. I wonder what that means. Does that mean they're going to be adding new exchanges? Because now they got that XRP connection going on. So exciting news, introducing XX Coin on XRPL, a gateway to a new era. Get ready to embark on an amazing journey with XX Network. Register now to secure your XX IOU and be part of history. Right? So let me see if I can open this up in a separate tab and see if we can go along this journey together. Maybe make this like a tutorial video, if you will. I don't want to see, but if I have to reveal any like info, that might not be good. So let's just make sure we're all good here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to all of y'all. Okay, sweet. So yeah, here we go. Okay, we could show this. I hope. Let me see. Let me just make sure no info is being shown here. All right, great, great, great. Okay, here we go. All right, so XX Coin on XRPL joining guide. Hello, XX Network community. Following our announcement about the XX Foundation issuing an XX IOU on XRPL, we're thrilled to announce the registrations are now open. Due date on participation is at 10 a.m. PST, August 31st, I mean. August 31st. So that's what, 14 days away, right? So we have 2 weeks to be setting this up and setting our positions as well. Ascend. So to participate, the participation overview says right here, 1, send a deposit of minimum 1,000 XX coins from your personal XX wallet to the XX Foundation multi-sig account, which is the backing account for issuing XX IOUs on XRPL. Find and note, copy down the extrinsic hash from that sent transaction, set up an XRPL address to receive the XX IOUs once they are issued, sign and verify the XRPL address using the XX wallet. Submit details to XX Foundation form via a link we will provide at the bottom of this document. So XX address, extrinsic hash, XRPL address, data signature, participation walkthrough details. So this is how you would do your deposit, right? So they go into the details of all those steps that were mentioned, and then click here to fill out the participation form. They already have tutorial videos for how you're setting up your XX web wallet, and then click here to fill out the participation form. So very exciting. Looking forward to this. And once again, guys, this is just not, this isn't like an airdrop of XX coins, right? It's not an airdrop of XX coins to your XRPL account. This is you just being able to finally show interoperability, right? Interoperability between your XX wallet and where your XRPL wallet address is set, which is going to most likely be some wallet for myself. Right? So if we can get, you know, once again, this isn't an airdrop. This isn't where you're receiving XX tokens, but this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship, right? Like Casablanca, this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. And the way that you're supporting it is by, once again, you're getting XX coin, and then you're going to be sending it to the, you know, you're going to be setting up your XRPL address, and then, you know, having XX IOU on your XRPL address, allowing for you to be trading XX token with XRP and vice versa, but also just supporting that bridge that is developing here between XX Network and XRP. And I'm sure in the future, we're going to be seeing some more like, you know, involvement. We'll probably see a BitTrue announcement for XX Network. We'll probably see some things developing with some wallet and XX. Remember, this is just the beginning of a beautiful relationship. I certainly think so. And we're looking forward to it. Now, with the Evers token, that's going to be an airdrop. That's where you want to have as much XRP and whatever in your Sun wallet, I suppose, as possible to claim those Evernode airdrops to get, you know, however many evers you're going to be, you know, given, right? That's what, you know, so XX, you at least want a minimum of 1,000 just to establish that line of trust right there, right? Maybe in 60 years. We are going to be rich one day, just not today. Who knows? Maybe today. Maybe. There's still the rest of the day ahead, Ralph Cooper. Let's not put it out of the realm of possibility, my man. Let's not do that. Come on. Or do it. I mean, I'll never tell you what to do, but... Once again, much love to the Blue Crew. Shout out to Ralph Cooper. Shout out to XRP King Duck, Digital Orgy. Much love to y'all. Smelt it, dealt it. But yeah, exciting times ahead with the XX network and XRPL. Let's get back to some more news here. We got some good news coming out from Mojaloop as well. Doing a snapshot on September 1st. There we go for the Evers, right? So isn't that nice? We get the XX network stuff happening on August 31st. And then the next day, we got another event with XRP on, right? XRP on, for Evernodes. So great news, we've uploaded the homepage of our website. The new design is simpler, more user-friendly, and more clearly explains what we're about. Let's check it out from Mojaloop right here. Gotta love seeing they're doing a little bit of a revamp with their website. Let's check it out. Maybe they're ready for the next steps. Thanks for everybody tuning in. 26 likes for the stream. You guys are amazing. Let's open up the phone lines too. If anybody wants to call in, give a shout out to the Blue Crew. Say what's up. Say their piece. So yeah, here we go. Mojaloop's Foundation's new website. Looking pretty clean. Payment solution companies, hub operators, central banks, other financial institutions, development banks, and donors. Right? Sponsor members, look at that beautiful list of sponsor members there, guys. Like, dude, this is a behemoth of sponsor members for the one loop for everyone here. You got Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, Interledger Foundation, Monetary Authority of Singapore, which we've been seeing them doing a lot of stuff in terms of Singapore CBDC, Ripple, and the Rockefeller Foundation. Guys, Mojaloop is one of the biggest secrets in crypto, in DLT, without a doubt. The one loop for all, the liquidity loop for all. Here we go. Ripple, Interledger Foundation. You know, this is huge. Really, in reality, it's, you know, we understand Interledger is different from Ripple and possibly even bigger than Ripple at the end of the day, but it was a product that was developed in-house at Ripple right at first. So really, the sponsor members here are just Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, Ripple, Monetary Authority of Singapore, and Rockefeller Foundation. The Power Five, man. Holy cow, what a behemoth they're possibly building here with what's going on with Mojaloop. Let's just check out some recent news that they've had. See if any has come up, right? Talking about the UK, talking about farmers here, Payments Canada, real-time payment success stories. Talking with Payments Canada, DFS Lab and Mojaloop announced fourth Mojaloop Bootcamp for Africa Payment Solutions. People's Clearinghouse. I mean, they got a lot of good updates, man. A lot of good updates. Really excited to see what more is to come here for them. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Much love to y'all. Once again, we saw that video from Stronghold. We got BitPay opening up worldwide XRP to everybody. XRP for all. Here we go. R3 saying Project Rosalind concluded that a British CBDC could be coming to the UK very soon. Looks like London is ready. Bank of England, BIS org. Multiple other ecosystem innovators, including R3's own Jendal, helped identify a range of use cases to shape finance. So Project Rosalind developing a prototype application. Here we go. CBDC, Bank of England. Mojaloop Foundation talking about giving an overview right? What gets us up out of bed in the morning? We'll check out that video in just a second. I want to just check out this Project Roslyn thing from Bank of International Settlements really quick. We got to keep our eye on the big eye, that is for sure. BIS. Prototype application programming interface layer for retail CBDC systems and explores ecosystem innovation. The Triple X, man. Get ready for the Triple X without a doubt. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh yeah, we got the phone lines open here. Let me get the link for y'all. Share it with y'all. All right, here we go. Wells Fargo spy, a supervillain like Klaus. All those members are a supervillain's wet dream. There we go. Yeah, exactly, dude. Legendary. That is a supervillain's wet dream right there, my dude. Despite what we think about those organizations, they're doing something there. They are doing something there, right? And we all know about Bill Gates talking about banking the unbanked for a long time ago, right? And it looks like he's definitely aware of what Ripple is doing, right? That foundation knows what Ripple is doing without a doubt. Rockefeller Foundation knows what Ripple is doing without a doubt. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bill really he's such a caring person, banking the unbanked. How generous. How generous of him. All right, moving on. Let's check out this Mojaloop overview video since we're on the Mojaloop train right here. The one loop for all. Keep everybody on the same payment level playing field. The circle for everybody. Everyone. All together.
The last mile is the longest mile.
The last mile is the longest mile for the 1.7 billion people worldwide. Let's check this out. Coming out from Mojaloop. Once again, we already talked about who their sponsors and partners are, right? You got Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Google, Ripple, Interledger Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation. Here we go.
The last mile is the longest mile for the 1.7 billion people worldwide who may have a mobile phone but don't have access to formal banking services. The last 10 years have brought about great strides in financial inclusion. The emergence of digital financial services, including mobile money offerings, have made relevant and valuable digital financial tools accessible in local communities, using simple feature phones and last-mile agent distribution networks that ensure access to cash. But now, we're at a crossroads. At the start of the digital money revolution, the competitive tension between service providers for customer market share was the necessary catalyst for mass market adoption of a new service. By ensuring private sector investment in marketing, cash-in, cash-out distribution networks, and consumer education. These cash-in, cash-out networks remain the foundation of a successful, inclusive mobile transfer and payment service today. However, now that those foundations are in place, it is important to create an efficient and reliable environment to interoperate and cooperate, to unlock future opportunities for providers and customers. Without it, customers are often directly shouldering the burden. When there are multiple fees to be paid to get the money to its ultimate destination in multiple money movements, when solutions from providers behave differently and there is a steep learning curve, when there aren't strong redress mechanisms when sending money across platforms, which can erode trust when things go wrong, and when funds are held unavailable for days while manual processes resolve issues. This matters a lot to customers who live on $2 a day or less, and to micro-entrepreneurs dependent on managing their cash flow tightly. And it is part of the reason why cash is still king. That's why leading organizations with a common passion for financial inclusion at scale have formed the Mojaloop Foundation. The Mojaloop Foundation is a charitable non-profit that maintains the Mojaloop software, which delivers to its adopters an instant push payments clearing solution as a digital public good, and hosts a vibrant community of experienced digital payments consultants and technology companies. Named after the Swahili word for one, loop, Mojaloop provides modular and extensible software as an accelerator for a real-time payments interoperability infrastructure. The Mojaloop Foundation believes that if banks, mobile network operators, SACCOs, fintechs, and microfinance institutions can
All the money.
connect to the same rails, then it can create a vastly improved end-user experience, and as a consequence, improve customer adoption and usage, and reduce trust problems significantly. Enhancing digital inclusion at scale. Imagine a future where a customer of the smallest microfinance institution can be connected with a customer of the largest bank. Shopkeepers see their money arriving at the same time as goods leave their shop, building digital payments confidence and improving their liquidity. Banks, microfinance institutions, mobile money operators and fintechs benefit from lower pre-fund liquidity needs and settlement risk reduction. And central banks benefit from a modular and extensible clearing system that serves all categories of financial institutions equally, can continue to develop, regulate and innovate on strong foundations to realize a financial inclusion vision. Payment schemes adopting Mojaloop technology are in charge of their own destiny, and their developers, technology partners and vendors benefit from a collaborative technology community effort to deliver standards, extensions, cybersecurity by design principles, and best practice scheme thinking for global innovation trends that
The 3 rings, once again in that image right here. The 3 rings. Ripple Triskelin, let's go.
can lead to digital payments volume growth stories similar to that of UPI's up to 70 times growth in just over 2 years in India. The Mojaloop Foundation is a payments interoperability movement with member organizations that believe payments fragmentation hampers progress, want to be part of creating efficient, inclusive, interoperable instant push payment rails globally, and would like to accelerate the growth of a thriving financial ecosystem that delivers valuable and relevant services to last-mile customers. Help shape the future of digital financial services for all. Connect and learn more.
And only 771 subscribers for the future digital financial services for all. Let's the one loop for all, Mojaloop. Holy cow. Holy cow, what a behemoth is building under this. Connecting all the money. Did we see that? Look at that. Look at that. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Monetary Authority of Singapore, Modus Box, right? Interledger Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, Google. Let's go. Let's go, man. Transforming real-time payments with Mojaloop, the gold loop, the one loop for all. Connecting banks, connecting even like the smallest micro payment services or micro business to the largest bank, to customers of the largest bank. Interoperability like we've never seen before. Unbelievable, man. Nobody talks about Mojaloop, dude. Nobody talks about XX Network. Nobody talks about SHX Network, but we do. We'll take some time talking about it over here on this channel, without a doubt. Legendary in the house. Did Elon really buy Google? I don't know. Full of XRP, that would be crazy. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting, Legendary, because then that could be a hell of a development of what's going on there. Yeah, you do not need a Trustline for the Evernode's airdrop. And once again, XX situation with the IOUs, there's not like a rush to do this, right? There's a rush to set up the initial IOU Trustline type of stuff, right? And getting that all set and ready to go before other things maybe start developing with XRP and XX's relationship right there, which I'm expecting more liquidity. I mean, it makes sense. BitTrue is going to probably be launching XX Network sometime soon. So I'm prepping. I'm prepping before more listings start coming over to XX's direction now with this connection with the XRPL. And we're already seeing so many exchanges being so damn bullish on XRP and offering all these new type of things with XRP, BitTrue included. wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing XX Network gaining some fervor and some love. XRPL tokens getting some love as well. Sologenic, Corium, you name it. Very exciting. We're going to also be tuning into the spaces on August 18th, 11 a.m. I'm sure people are going to be talking about, you know, XX on the XRP ledger and what the whole process is going to be like. They're going to probably be clearing up right away that it's not an airdrop, right? Volante Technologies, Ripple partner, saying revolutionize your payment approach with Volante. Engage with our experts at Sibos 2023 and discover how our award-winning solutions. Book a meeting now to find out more. Sibos, revolutionizing your payment approach with Volante. Good to see that, you know, Volante will be there at Sibos as well. Ripple partner, they've declared Ripple has created a global successful global payment system. They're already putting their flag down and saying, yep, Ripple is a success. XRP is a success, right? As a digital currency. That's what we like seeing from Volante Technology, without a doubt. Payment infrastructure news, formerly known as ISO 20022 infrastructure news, talking about in the latest update to its CESOP implementation monitor, Deloitte warns of high penalties for CESOP non-compliance by banks. We describe CESOP as a turning point in EU payments, so I'm sure this has something to do with ISO 20022 as well. And once again, high penalties. You're not going to be able to afford to be left behind. If you're left behind, good luck succeeding as a business, right? Good luck succeeding as a bank or institution if you're not on board with the ISO 20022 migration, right? Once again, XX Network saying changes incoming for our coin market cap account. I wonder if that's going to be maybe some updates with their supply, or are they saying some new exchanges are going to be listing XX Network sometime soon? I'm excited to see what September is going to be like for the crypto space. I'm excited what September is going to be like for XX Network, without a doubt. That is for sure. We got Ripple here saying speed, savings, liquidity. Discover how our payment solution can minimize cross-border treasury management challenges for corporate enterprises, enable just-in-time treasury operations, and more. On-demand liquidity for corporation or corporate enterprises. Let's check this out. Gerald in the chat. What's up, Gerald? Appreciate you tuning in. Banking the unbanked. Marking the unmarked. There we go. Yeah, probably. Hey, man, that's probably true, my dude. That is probably true, Sniff. On-demand liquidity for corporate enterprises, treasury management. This is coming out December 14, 2022. Interesting reminder that they're releasing here. Cross-border treasury management challenges. Love that Ripple is posting that reminder today. Hey, don't forget, speed, savings, liquidity. The best. We got Codius talk going on. Codius could be one of the biggest and most important developments in the industry, and it would give a whole new meaning to smart contracts. I mean, looks like Codius is still up and running, right? But we also got this Evernote stuff. We also got hooks, right? So, hey, smart contracts, XRPL, that's what it's all about. Holy crap, is this for real? Do we actually have a freaking website now for Codius? Interesting. Codius is an open hosting protocol. It makes it very easy to upload a program where you want to turn it to run it on or run it on one or host on thousands. Interesting. Okay, we'll keep an eye out on this. I mean, Codius is massive, right? David Schwartz saying, I'm still trying to revive it. The technological pieces we're missing exist now, and I think there are some demonstrated market needs that it can address. I wish I could say more, but this is probably more than I should be sharing. Interesting. So I guess Codius is coming back, y'all. Get ready. The revival is now, the pieces necessary are in place here for Codius to start to succeed. I'm excited. I mean, so much news could this next year is going to be really exciting, guys. Like a year after XRP getting clarity, I'm excited to see what's like tremendous growth will probably be coming for the XRPL ecosystem. Developers are probably running towards it, to tell you the truth. developers are probably, now that it's a regulatory clear crypto here, developers are probably flocking over to the XRPL ecosystem and trying to understand what hooks is or help, in any way, shape, or form that they're developing. I'm excited for Evernodes as well. Fastest settlement wins. Let's go. David letting us know NDAs like situation with Codius. Yep, exactly. Exactly. He's saying, hey, I'm trying to revive it. The pieces that didn't exist then exist now. And that's all I could share. That's all I can share. That's literally what David Schwartz. I love David Schwartz, man. The guy, he knows how to work around an NDA. This dude knows how to work around an NDA, that is for sure. Whether it's through being a Riddler on his off time or through posting on his Twitter page, the guy likes to be active with the community. He very much cares. Like, it's an interesting thing. Like, I think they're trying to make him out like the next Einstein or something where, the masses, or the way the masses have been told, is to have like a certain empathy or likeness for Einstein, because he's kind of got a sense of humor about things and everything, relativity, and that famous photo with him and his tongue out and stuff. So he's like a silly guy, right? And just cares about the people, right? It seems like that's the type of thing they're building out here with David Schwartz and his role. It's like he's the guy who cares about the people and wanted people to know that XRP, he wanted to help the average person get in on XRP or whatever, right? Davey letting us, oh dude, it's Sniff, it is blatant as hell nowadays, man. It is so obvious. The imagery, they're not holding back anymore. They used to be very clever and hold it back in the day, because it would be more shocking if they were, the level of transparency that we're getting from their side now, as opposed to before, it's only just getting more and more freaking obvious. And a lot of people still don't get it, and a lot of people still don't see it. And it is what it is. It's sad. It's very sad because of the injustice and, just understanding the process of what they're doing. And it makes sense that a lot of people don't pick up on it, because they've been groomed over time, over a very long period of time, because the vindictive have the patience of saints to, I guess, like, not take those type of things too seriously. For some reason, they just don't want to entertain that is even a possibility, that it's not real. But or, hey, don't take it so seriously. Why are you focusing on the dark stuff, right? It's like, well, it's hard to shut up when you're seeing injustice happening right before your very eyes, and how they laugh at you in your face by dressing up like the devil on on Halloween, like Elon Musk did. And then all of a sudden he releases the X, the mark of the beast, the clear mark of the beast. I mean, how blatantly obvious this all is. And yet people don't want to take it seriously. They just want to laugh and say, well, that's Elon's sense of humor. He's like, he knows people like either love him or hate him. And sometimes they think he's the devil or an angel or whatever. And no. The guy chose. He knows millions of people watch him. He knows. The people behind him know. And he's a puppet, right? So the puppet dressing up as the devil, releasing the mark of the beast. I mean, it can't get any more obvious, but nobody wants to do anything about it because they're just too busy trying to fucking pay rent and make money to get by. And it's sad. Send the asteroid. There we go. They want to not feel guilty, so they think, hey, at least those who pay attention can save themselves. Yeah, probably. MXC 72 to 120 hours to withdraw to wallet after Oh, what? I think you... Oh, I see. So can't set up the XRPL thing yet. Damn, I didn't know that MXC did that. I guess they don't want people just like purchasing right away on their platform and then withdrawing within the first day of purchase of it. I don't get that. That's weird. The one loop, the Ouroboros, dude, sniff. Yes, very well said, man. Very well said. Everything, everywhere, all at once. That symbol that they kept doing at the Oscars, the circle, right? Who else do we got here? Jesus Christ is going to have a field day with these people. It's going to be awesome. Right? Everyone is busy trying to survive. Exactly, man. That's the sad thing. It's like we could talk about it, and then we can try to bring awareness to it to other people. Like, you know, through this platform if we want or whatever. And like, you know, that's why we're trying to spread awareness about these X cryptos, because especially XRP, XLM, XDC, and, you know, some others like XX now and SHX and stuff like that. It's because we see, you know, the type of Ocean's 11 con job that's being performed here, right? And just how they keep you distracted from seeing what's really being built out here. You know, especially with like somebody like Elon, there's people who talk every day about this guy, right? And there's people who have crypto channels where they only focus on what Elon is doing and whatever. We rarely do that. We check out everything else, right? We're keeping an eye on the big eye, like the BIS here as well. Speaking of, guys, that's the end of the news segment. So a lot of good news that came out today, though. Let's not overshadow this here. It's like, you know, getting a revamp here with Mojaloop, mentioning Interledger Foundation and Ripple amongst some really big sponsored companies there. You got BitPay, worldwide XRP support. Let's go, BitPay. That is massive. BitPay, one of the bigger ways to access and get crypto, showing worldwide XRP support. You got to love that. Mojaloop, once again, showing their overview video, and this was a legit awesome overview video. We're talking XX on XRP Ledger coming soon. We're going to be streaming on August 18th at 11 a.m. this Spaces to hear the discussion with the communities out there. I might even join in on the Spaces myself to ask some questions. So maybe leading up to this, we got 2 days till this. If you guys have any questions that you would like asked to the XX network or about this XX on XRP Ledger, you know, situation, feel free to let me know in the chat, you know, in the future streams, like in the next streams coming up, or, you know, through the comments section or through our Twitter, which is in the description below, through our Discord in the description below. Either of those will work. Anytime a British accent is narrating, it's clearly nefarious. I hear you. I was in Walmart a few minutes ago and GDLT said we are an X-rated channel and people heard it. Oh no. Oh no. We are an X-rated channel for sure. Everybody's looking at Sniff weird now. They're like, what the heck, man? And you're like, oh, he's just saying X-rated channel because of X coins. And they're like, what? What's X coins? What are you talking about, man? I'm putting XX in the Nova wallet. Not keen on that XX wallet. Interesting. Okay. I mean, either way, I just really make sure that that Nova wallet truly is support, you know, that XX network is supported by Nova wallet as well and things like that. I don't mind the XX Explorer wallet. I mean, if that's their native wallet, that's what it is. And once again, it's your keys, right? You get really, like, they have a very interesting encryption security system of how you record your keys down and everything like that. Okay, so XX recommended Nova wallet. That's good. That's good. That's good to know, RPM. Good stuff. I think I might actually spread out some XX network to Nova wallet as well, just so we don't have all of our XX in one place. And pretty soon, I'm sure Uphold and BitTrue will wake up to the XX stuff. Yeah, 24th number is X for Kobe Bryant's jersey. He did change from the 8, which also has an X in the middle, right, to the 24 times 3. 8 times 3, right? Can't make this up. The triple X. The triple eights. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. It looks like 888 next year is going to be big. I think XRP Bags was the one who shouted that out because that's going to be a legit 888. That'll be August 8th, 2024. That is going to be absurd. And like you said, Kobe Bryant's jersey 24. So the 24th year of the 2020 or the 2000s is the X year. It's going to be freaking nuts. that might be a date to keep an eye out for, without a doubt. XX said on the forum, use a wallet you control, XX web wallet, Nova, and sub wallet. Good stuff, RPM. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to you. The Chi Rho, which is the sign that shows a P coming out of an X, is the symbol Constantine saw in the sky. Interesting. Love it, guys. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Shout out to the Green Giants. We are going very over an hour right here, but much love to everybody. We almost hit 30 likes for the stream, but I do appreciate you guys continuing to hit the likes even after the stream. It helps us continue to grow this channel. It helps us keep the momentum going with this channel. We stream daily. We're here with the Blue Crew, the Green Giants, day in, day out. At least we try, right? At least we try. Keeping up with the X cryptos, the ISO 20022 cryptos, the Interledger protocol, and our Blue Crew top 11. And once again, guys, it's a sweet red day for the Blue Crew top 11. Opportunities aplenty, especially if you're zooming out and building long-term positions here. I mean, things like XX Network at 10 cents, Algorand, Avalanche, Energy Web Token, Stronghold, these 5 are in such deep reds on the year. These, I don't know if you're going to maybe even find a better entry point. You may, I mean, sure, they can always keep going down, right? That's always a possibility, but great entry point, great dollar cost average point, and just seeing what happens. You know, such early days. 3 of these cryptos are significantly under $1, and then 2 of these cryptos got low supplies with high triple digit, you know, outcome possibilities here for Avalanche and Energy Web. So just excited to see what happens here with these, you know, the Blue Crew top 11 that we have. Of course, XRP at the top there, Avalanche, XLM, HBAR, Quant, XDC, Algorand, Casper, Energy Web Token, XX, Stronghold, the Blue Castle. Much love to the Blue Crew. Thanks to any new subs, any new members. Always grateful. Thank you, BTC community, XRP community, DLT community, Blue Crew, Green Giants, all the communities out there. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the eye of the tiger, and we keep it crypto. I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love to the Blue Crew, Green Giants. Once again, thanks for hitting the likes on the way out. Thanks for any new subs. You guys are amazing. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Adios.
Look at the moon.
Oh my god, this is definitely...